Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to how to get round 100 on Shadows of Evil. This is the first map I'm doing for the Black Ops 3 series, and if you haven't already, make sure you guys go check out my video on how I got round 100 on every single Black Ops 2 Zombies map. Now, the first thing you're going to do on Shadows of Evil is restart for a max ammo in that little room that spawns in the first room. If you get a max ammo, that's going to save you a lot of time. As you see, I get a max ammo when I play out this game. Getting a max ammo is going to save you a lot of time, and this is going to make the game a lot easier for you so you never run out of ammo. So if you get into a scenario where you do run out of ammo, you can just go ahead and grab that max ammo. It's going to give you like a safety to fall back on just in case something happens. Now, Shadows is a really big setup map. You have to do a lot of stuff for the high round. It's not like Ascension where you just get a couple guns out of the box and boom, round 100. No, Shadows, you got to do a really long setup, and it's not really that hard, so I'm not going to really go into that part on how to set up. When you go to Waterfront, do not open that door. You're going to want to take the tram and then go to Waterfront. The reason we do this is because this is actually the high round strat. The high round strat leaves that door closed. Now, once you are there, you can obviously open up the ritual portal, so you'll be able to move through places much easier through that. Another thing as well is make sure you guys do get Arnie's out of the box. If you are going to have to get fire sales, you might have to. If you guys are playing on PC and you do not want to deal with hitting the box over and over again and just want first box Arnie's, get it instantly, then you guys can go ahead and join my Discord. I have a bunch of camo packs, and all those camo packs also come with a patched version. So there's the normal version and then also the patched version. All the tutorials on how to do that are all in my Discord, so do not worry about it. And if you have any questions, of course, feel free to DM me, DM any of my mods in my Discord, ask questions in general. So the guns you're going to want to use are the HVK, Kuda, and obviously the Marstagua. And when you are pack-a-punching, try to get Blast Furnace and Thunderwall. Now, if you're not going for a world record, theoretically you can use Turned, but Turned is actually banned from ZWR, and most high rounders don't like using it because it's so OP. Because basically Turned will just give you an infinite sword. When you have your sword out, and then also when you're using Turned at the same time, every single time your Turned zombie gets a kill, it recharges the sword, even though the sword is currently out killing zombies. So basically, as long as your Turned is just constantly killing zombies, your sword will be out literally forever. Now, using Fireworks is not going to count towards your sword. Using Blast Furnace will count towards your sword, using Thunderwall will, and using Deadwire. Now, for this round 100, if you do play it correctly and smart, you will not have to use AETs at all. You're only going to round 100, and you can just cycle alchems over and over and over again. Really, if you just get lucky enough and you're actually able to just keep track of your cycle, you really won't have to use AETs, but using these AETs is going to be good just in case, of course, something happens, and for some reason you run out of ammo and you're going to have to use it again. And the 4 perks that I was using were Jug, Stamina Up, Mule Kick, and Quick Revive. Now, you don't have to use Quick Revive. If you don't use Quick Revive, you'll get more max ammos because you will not get Death Machine drops. I didn't really care about my speed that much, so I used Quick Revive. I just kind of wanted to survive, make sure, but you don't have to use Quick Revive. Now, once you finally get to the camping strat, this is where you're going to be standing. As you see, the door behind me is clearly closed, and at the end of every round, you can go ahead and hit the gun. Another cool thing about these camo packs is actually whenever you're on a new cycle, it'll let you know new cycle. So it will help you never lose track of your cycle. The game will always tell you when you get your first gun of your cycle. This is kind of just a quality of life thing. I don't think ZWR allows it for world record runs, but if you're just going for round 100, it actually is really nice. But at this point, this is when you're going to be wanting to tracking your gobblegum cycles, because you're going to be wanting an alchem on you at all times. You can of course use ABH, IPS, you can use all those gums to help you out. There's also gobblegums like Arsenal Accelerator will make your sword come in faster. Lucky Crit makes your AETs proc faster. There's a bunch of other stuff you can do. That stuff is by choice. The only gobblegum you really 100% need is of course Alchem. Alchem is so OP. So just make sure you are constantly hitting gum and making sure you will have an Alchem at all times. Here you see the Margwa just spawned. This is what you do for the Margwa round. You go ahead, throw an Arnie. This is why you need Arnies, because of the Margwas. If you do not have Arnies, the Margwas are going to be so hard to kill. So this is all you do. You see I have an Arnie out, just throw it, and as soon as I see the Margwa gets kind of close, wait for it to get down the stairs, and then you call it in. Boom, kills it. Now, another good thing to do as well is track your Margwa rounds. You see I just got a Margwa on round 23. This means the next time I get a Margwa will be on either round 28 or 29. That means you have a 5 to 6 radius of when you can get a next Margwa. So of course, make sure you guys track that just so you guys are aware of when it's going to spawn in, because if you are not aware, you will die. Now, the strat I do early on, like you see around 29 right now, since the rounds are kind of shorter and I can spam a little bit more, this is what I like to do. This is the fastest thing you can possibly do in this strategy I'm using, just shooting left and right. Especially when you have an Alchem on, you can just keep shooting constantly over and over and over again. And you guys will see as well, even when I do not have Alchem, I'm still going to shoot left and right, because what I like to do is, as long as I have an Alchem on me, why not just shoot as much as I possibly can? Once I run out of an Alchem, then I can start preserving my ammo a little bit more, being a little bit smarter, and then I can start being safer with my ammo. But as long as I have an Alchem on me and I'm this early on in the game, you have to emphasize I'm early in the game. If I was later, I would not do this, but since I'm early, I can be a little bit faster. Now you guys see I'm about to run out of my Alchem. What I'm going to do, instead of shooting an Apothecary shot, now I'm going to start using my sword just to be safe, just to make sure I do not run out of ammo. You never know with this game. This game can just definitely give give you some weird luck and you just never get ammo. Now, when I don't have sword or an alchem, I'm just going to use one shot here. I'm not going to use 2 shots. I'll just use 1 shot to get my sword back and then hope that eventually I can get my alchem back as soon as I possibly can. So once you get to the round 50s, you're going to want to start being a little smarter with your alchems. Something you can do is if you know you have an alchem in your cycle. So if you hit the gobblegum next and you know there's a possibility you get alchem, then you can start spamming and trying to get rid of the alchem you currently have. But if you know for a fact the next time you hit the gobblegum you are not going to get an alchem, then do not spam it. Leave that alchem for as long as you possibly can until you know for a fact the next time you hit the gobblegum you can get an alchem. This is also another reason why you should keep as much points as possible, just in case you have to double hit for some reason because you cannot get alchem and you have no ammo. When you're in the 90s, the gobblegum is 500,000 points. You see I'm on run 59, I already have 270,000 points. You want to get as many points as possible so when you're in the 90s, you can double hit 2 or even 3 times. The next way we're going to preserve ammo now with our alchems is now what we were doing early on in the game when we had no alchems. Instead of just shooting without using the sword, now we're going to like train up a little bit, shoot your shot, and then once you get the sword back, use the sword. Even if you have an alchem on you, you still want to preserve ammo. You do not want to waste all of your ammo. Even if you have a possibility for an alchem next round, depending on when your alchem is, if you're 1 out of 5, I would definitely not spam all of your alchem away. If you're maybe 1 out of 3 or 1 out of 2, then maybe I would. 1 out of 5, I would not spam all of your alchem away, especially this late into the game. So something you guys will notice as well is I hit at the end of each round. I do not hit at the beginning, I hit at the end. You see, it's the end of 90, that is when I'm going to hit the gobblegum machine. This means in 10 seconds, whenever the next round starts, then I have another free hit. This allows me, say I run out of alchem from the last round, now I have 2 free hits to try and get another alchem, and then if I don't get an alchem, I can go ahead and double hit when I run out of ammo. Hitting at the end of each round is going to be the best strat for you guys to do this. And another thing to note that I did forget to mention is for some reason, Shadows of Evil is the only map in Call of Duty Zombies history where you only get 2 drops around. You do not get 4 like every other normal Zombies map. You get 2. I don't understand why. I don't understand how this is possible, but that is what it is. So you guys will see I'm later into the game, and I actually did just notice I did end up changing perks. So instead of using Mule Kick, you guys can use Widow's Wine. I guess I did find Widow's Wine more useful than Mule Kick. If you're doing like a high round, definitely use Mule Kick because you're going to need 2 AATs. But since I was only going around 100, I think Widow's Wine might just be better. But when you are on these higher rounds, you guys have to make sure you are killing as many zombies as possible with each Apothecary shot so you can get the most amount of your sword as possible. And right now I'm going to show you guys how I run with the sword when it's out. So you got to see, you got to keep moving because the sword, sometimes it'll just not kill zombies. You need to keep moving towards them and then come back, then move towards them and then come back. You see how I'm doing it right now. And sometimes there'll be zombies in your face that just don't die. You see right here, look, boom. But you just got to kind of be patient with it. If you find yourself in a corner, then go ahead and obviously shoot. But as long as you have your shield on you, then you'll be fine. Now, there are a lot of ways to get ammo back on SOE. One way, obviously, is by getting the purple pods. As you just saw, I had one right there. You harvesting them. There's a possibility of getting a max ammo from all of those pods. Now, it is not very common, and I actually have got lucky enough to get it in one of these games before, but it's not very common, and it is definitely something you should not rely on. Of course, another way is obviously the free max that we had in spawn. That's why that is crucial to restart for. When you're in a game for 5 hours and restarting for maybe 1 or 2 minutes might literally be the reason why you get round 100 and not round 99. So you guys will definitely want to make sure you guys are restarting for that. And of course, the other way is obviously through the gobblegum machine and hitting for your alchems. If I were you guys, I would definitely only double hit when I need ammo. I would not do it when you have alchem on you or if you do not need ammo. I would definitely do it when you need ammo for sure. On round 99, you are going to be using like full alchems almost, it seems like. As you guys do see here, I am at the end of the round here. The round ends up ending. I did get it round 100. But yeah, when you get towards the end of the game, 90s, you're going to be using like basically a whole entire alchems for just 1 round. So you guys definitely want to make sure you do get alchems as much as you possibly can. That is a tutorial, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy. If it was helpful, make sure you guys do leave a like, subscribe for what other tutorials I should do. If you guys are interested in any other tutorials I have a whole entire playlist full of different zombie maps I have played and also just mods and how to help you guys out. Of course, you guys can join my Discord. There's tutorials, mods, camos, everything you need for Black Ops 3 Zombies in that Discord. I stream every single day on Twitch. Right now, we are going for the Super Round 100 speedrun on Black Ops 3. We are starting at SOE, and the timer ends once we finish Round 100 on Origins. So if you guys are interested in checking that out, make sure you guys do follow me on Twitch. I appreciate you guys for watching, and I will see you guys later.